Take me out to California. Take me out to California.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Every World is a Tiny Home. This week we are coming to you from the world of Del Sol Valley. And to represent this world, we are creating a California bungalow. Del Sol Valley was the world that released with Get Famous in 2018. And the world was basically designed to represent Los Angeles, California. So you can understand why I chose to do this style of home to represent this world. The bungalow was not originally from California. It originated in India, but the style of home was made popular in California in the late 1800s through the early 1900s. You'll see a lot of these style of homes there, and it was so popular, it spread through the rest of the United States, it spread to other parts of the world, and the style is very popular also in Australia. As you may see, I'm adding some craftsman style details to this home. And I know we are getting a new expansion pack pretty soon that is seeming to focus on craftsmen. But we had little bits of craftsmen in this expansion, although I do have to say the build part of this expansion pack was a little bit disappointing. So we got like those craftsman columns, and then that's kind of it for craftsmen. We had some windows that we got that were kind of like supposed to fit in with this style, and like the door I used here, it's not a craftsman style door, and it looks like the new expansion that we're getting will actually have some craftsman style doors and windows, and I'm excited to possibly create a craftsman style home for that world. But I did the best with what we had. So it was either do this kind of style with like these little hints of craftsman, and then I used elements from like Seasons. We had some craftsman stuff in Seasons. Or I somehow build a strangely weird tiny home with all the gaudy, like over the top items that we got with this expansion. And like I said, we didn't actually get a lot of build items, so it's like this was just challenging. So we're already on to the interior, and I'll explain a little bit about that. So we didn't really have like defined styles for the exterior, but this pack did come with, oh my goodness, somebody's grumpy. This pack did come with a lot of mid-century modern like interior stuff. And like I said, again, so we had this like mid-century modern, and then we had this whatever gaudy style of interior design things. Like, I don't even know what you would classify it as. Horrible. And it's like, as I say this, I have built like so many different like buildings and homes, and I do use those elements, so I'm not saying they're horrible, but I will say the couches that came in that gaudy, horrible style, I absolutely hate, and I don't think I've ever used them ever. They're really, really bad. And then the swatches on them are just horrendous. They're bad. So it kind of almost reminds me, so it's like we got kind of this maximalist style with this expansion before we actually got decor to the max. But the difference is, here's the thing. I thought I wasn't gonna like decor to the max. I really thought I was gonna hate that kit, and it really has grown on me, and I really, really like it. And there's certain items in this expansion that just have never grown on me. Like the very gaudy couches that are just horrible. Yeah. I should really do a build sometime and like force myself to use them in like the most loud, obnoxious like patterns that they come into. That, oh my gosh, it'd be so hard. But anyways, going back to like this build, so as you can see, I have like a slightly like darker theme going on in here, and this is not what I originally wanted to do. Excuse you, are you sneezing all over me? Thank you very much. So I was thinking I was gonna do light and bright, And I think that's kind of my go-to style. As I was going through like some of the swatches, because I like to mentally prepare like what's in this expansion and what are my options, I was kind of going through the swatches, and all the lighter swatches have like these really bold, crazy colors, and I'm just like, I don't know. I would have liked to do like Craftsman on the interior of this home, but we don't have like anything Craftsman for the inside. So I'm actually hoping we'll get that in our future expansion pack. But anyways, so I was not liking the like crazy colors of that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? We actually have like this black, and I don't mind the black because you have the black and then it's got like the dark wood tone. I really like rich colors of like wood and furniture, flooring, like in real life. I really like that. So I'm like, you know what? That is what I'm going for. I'm going to do like a more modernized kind of like updated version on the inside of this house, and then use those dark colors like that I never use. And then that's what I did. And then also, as I was building this, I'm like, all right, so this world came with Get Famous, which is basically the expansion pack you use to get your Sims famous. So I figured, you know what? This will be perfect. Like in the outskirts of LA is this little tiny California bungalow with an aspiring like actor or just someone that's looking to make it big in Hollywood. And so like around the house, you'll see like there's a lot of references to movies, like movie posters all over. And I actually really like those in this expansion. I've used those in my movie theater in the past, but I don't know, they're just kind of fun. So I figured, you know, the Sim living here is a movie lover and they're looking to make it big. And I tried to include like a lot of those skill items. So we have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom in this home. And actually the second bedroom I designed not as a bedroom, but more as like a skill building area. So we have like the whole streaming computer in there. So if your Sim wants to make it big on SimTube, I'm assuming that's the proper name for it, they can do that. I put a guitar in there, I put a microphone in there. So it's like maybe this is a multi-talented person that can do lots of things, right, Flynn? We also have the like streaming, what is that thing called? The streaming drone. I don't think I've ever used a drone in one of my builds, which is kind of crazy too. So that is also in like the little office, and more references to like movie stuff. And you'll see in a little bit that I kind of have like the typical, like, okay, I am a YouTuber. And I don't have this item. So like, I know for a long time that the really big thing for YouTubers to have was like that IKEA like cubed shelf. And a lot of them still have that. And then they have like all their stuff displayed on it, like their cool little knickknacks and cool little things. It looks cool, but it's like, I don't have it. So this Sim has that, and they have all their little collectibles and like fun stuff on there. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of fun. So if you end up wanting to like change that office into a bedroom, obviously you can do that, but I just figured we should be really representing this expansion pack with like the things that actually came with it. I'm trying to do that to the best of my ability. It's hard sometimes because like I said, we had like these split styles with this expansion, so it's like I kind of just gotta pick one, and I don't know. So then that room is not really mid-century modern style, but I mean, that's kind of realistic too. Not everyone has like their whole house in one complete style. So you know what? It works. And then I do have to admit, for the first time in this series, I did something a little cheaty. I've been so good and I haven't done anything that I've been cheating, like the tile system. And I kind of did that in this build. You'll see in a while, and I will explain. So I really wanted this place to have a garage because you'll see also in a little bit, I created a driveway that basically like backs up to the alleyway, because this lot it has like the main driveway area, like the main like court area where you drive, but then there's also an alley, and that's where everyone's garages are. So I really wanted a garage, And there are debug garages that came with this expansion. The Craftsman style versions only had 2 colors, and one was like a cream and one was blue, but it was just way too light blue, and it was a shingle style garage, and maybe you'll be able to see that like as I'm working on the exterior. And then there was like mission revival style, and it's like, okay, well, none of those work. So I'm like, do I dare cheat the system to make a garage, or do I just put up with the like debug version? And it's like, I thought about it for so long, and I'm like, I can't do the debug version. I can't do it. It just does not look good. So I kind of cheated with the garage, but I will say I have nothing out there that's usable. Like, it's all just like junk that you would find in a garage, like a really messy garage, and then there's like a like partial part of a frame of a vehicle in there. So I figured it's like, you know what, all the projects are out in the garage, and it's not actually going to be usable. If you do truly want to cheat the system, you can go ahead and like convert that to like whatever you want it to be. But basically, I felt okay with cheating because it's just for looks. It's purely just for looks. And you may notice like the lighting is slightly off in there. So in order to not complete this as a room, I couldn't put up like all the walls. And I think I actually could have like pieced them all. I realize that now. But it worked out really well that I took a like garage door that came with City Living, and I like put that right into the spot, because I don't know, it worked perfectly. So that's what I did. So this isn't like a complete room, and like I said, it's up to you if you want to be cheaty and use it. Otherwise, it's just for decoration and just to kind of fill out this lot, because this lot is also like really deep. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of the really deep lots. Like, sometimes they work for certain houses, and sometimes it's just super annoying because it's like, what do you do with all that space, especially when you're building a tiny house? So yes, I have my decor garage back here. And then I did some extensive landscaping. And I honestly, when I was first starting to build this, like, I knew what I wanted to do for the house, but I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do for the landscaping. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am panicking and I don't know what to do. And this is going to look horrible because I don't know what I'm going to do. So I actually had to go and look at basically like get ideas for California like landscaping. And then I'm like, do I do something that's like water saving, or do I do something that's really green? So I kind of tried to go like in between, because I'm trying to make this look realistic. So it's like we have our greenery, and then I figured we have like our certain plants that are probably like drought resistant. And then I decided to do kind of like this tiered kind of a landscaping technique. I don't know, this is probably like my go-to thing. I like doing stuff like this a lot, but I wanted this to have curb appeal. And I don't know, when I think of this style of home, like, I don't know the rest of you guys, if you watch like the typical like American movies and like shows, so many of them are filmed in California. So there's a lot of these like craftsman style homes, whether they're bungalows or they're larger craftsman style homes. And I don't know, for some reason, I always just think of like this tiered approach with kind of like what I'm doing, where you have like the stairs that go up the sidewalk, and then you're up a little higher, and that's where the house is. So I'm like, that is what I'm going to do, because that's what I think of when I think of California. I think it turned out good. It was just, I had to kind of like futz around with the wall edging kind of thing, trying to get things to look decent, and then trying to figure out where I wanted it to end and where I wanted it to start. And that was a little bit challenging, but after a lot of work on the landscaping, I think it turned out okay. I don't know, sometimes landscaping for me is just so difficult, and at other times it's like I will have like a very clear idea in my head. Yeah, this was just one of those that it was slightly stressful. And in a little bit, you'll see out in the back, I created like this tiny little patio area. I was thinking originally I was going to put like a barbecue grill there, and then I decided to get the tiny one, put that by the fake garage. and I put a hot tub out there because I'm like, you know what? I don't know. This place just was telling me it needed a hot tub. So I put it in a hot tub and I thought that looked really, really nice. But it is that time again to where we have to wrap things up. So we just want to thank you so much for hanging out with us again, everyone. We appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to give us a like, comment, leave us a nice comment down below. We really appreciate that. If you're not already subscribed, consider pressing that button. We'd really appreciate it. Flynn will be so incredibly happy, won't you, Flynn? Yes, he will give you lots of kisses. But thank you once again, and we hope you have an amazing week, and we'll see you in our next video, everyone. Bye!
Take me out to California. Take me out to California. I feel the day is coming to an end, and my eyes are drawn to southern skies. And all the while I was trying to pretend the promised land was there beyond the great divide. But I'll be coming home soon. Yeah, I'll be coming home soon. So take me out to California, where the sun is always high, where the streets are paved with gold and no one ever gets old. I'll be longing for that day till you come and take me home. California, California, here I come. I've seen it all upon the silver screen, the happy faces and a sign upon a hill, the one